and click on job titles, create a titles here, support, and click insert, data inserted. Now click on employee and add a record here, and select the titles here, developer, and set the salary and select photo, now insert the data, so click on insert and data inserted, click on OK. Now edit data, so click on edit data and select this combo box zone. Now you can change your data here and update, click on update, so our data updated. Now you can delete this data, so click on select any data, now select this data and click on delete, so click on yes, so our data deleted, Charlie is deleted. So first create a new project and keep the language C# and platform Windows, and select the project type Windows Form app. Select this and click on next and give the project name here, and select the location of the project and click on button create. Click here. Now go to the Solution Explorer and right click here, Preference, and click on Manage NuGet Packages and browse package here and type here SQLite and select this package system.data.sqlite core.net framework. Select this and install and apply. Close this. Now design form 1 and create two buttons, BTN jobs and another button is BTN employees. Now double click on and go to the form 1 CS and first import the SQLite library. So using system.data.sqlite system.data.sqlite and system.io. Now declare here two variables, data type string, database path and string connection string. Now create a database and table So create a function here, create database and create tables. So create function create database and check the condition. If file exists, database path. If file not exists, then SQL connection dot create file and database path. And now create tables. So create tables, one tables for employees and other table for job titles, and create a columns employee ID, EMP ID, first name, last name, address, email, mobile number, salary and job titles, and give the job title ID as integer, data type integer, and employee photo as a block. Now create another table, job titles and job title ID and job title name. Now go to the on create form load and on the form load give the database path and file name. So our path is F drive and folder is database and my file name is mydata.db and our connection string is data source and data path name and database version. Now create database and create files. Now we need another form for inserting data of the job titles. So create a form, Windows form. So right click here, right click and add and form, Windows form, click here and form2.cs, click on add. You can rename as your requirement. Click on add. Now add a labels and a text box and give the ID for text box txt titles and create a buttons and give the name btn save. Now add a image in button. So go to the resources. So right click here, right click on property, double click on property and go to the resources and add that new image and paste any image here and this image. Now go to the design and click on button and go to the property page and select image and click OK. Right. First import SQLite library. So using system dot data dot SQLite. And now click here and copy from form1 variables and paste here and right. And go to the form1 and form load and copy these variables value, database path and connection string. Copy these, copy, and form to load, on form to load right here. Now click here, double click on here, and btn save dot click. Now insert the data of the job titles. First check the condition if our txt title is not empty. So if and string dot is null or empty, and pass here txt title dot text. Right. If is empty, then pass a message box. So message box dot show input job titles, and go to the focus txt title text box. This text box. Now else else using SQL connection. So SQL connection SQL and give the name here SQL CONN SQL connect is equal new SQLite connection. So new SQLite connection, and pass here connection string. Now open the connection. So our variable is SQL connect. So right here SQL connect dot open, right, dot open, and now using create a command here. So create a variable here SQ using SQLite command, and our variable name is SQLite command, SQL command. SQL connect dot create command. Now SQL command dot command text is equal insert into job title. Our table is job titles and our column is job title ID and job title. So insert into job title. SQLite command dot command text insert into job titles. This is our tables. This is our tables. And now values is at the rate job title. Now add the value. So SQLite command dot parameters dot add with value and our value is at the rate job titles. And our key is job titles and value is value from the text box. So txt titles dot text semicolon and keep this in with double quotes. And now execute this query. So SQL commands dot execute non-query. Now message box that data inserted and clean the text box for adding next data. The message box data inserted and clean the txt titles. Now go to the form and design and double click on job titles and load the form to and on button clicks and now display the form to. So form to frm is equal new form to and frm dot show dialog. Now run the app and see the result. Form is loading or not, and app is building. Our application is running successfully. Now click on job titles here. So our job title form is running perfectly. Now any random data and click on insert data and data inserted successfully. So our code is working perfectly. Now close. Now add a Windows form for details of the employee. So close this and now go to the Solution Explorer and right click here and add Windows form and form 3. Now add. Now design this form for now create add a text box and give the name txt name for employee first name, and another text box give the txt last name for last name, and one for address give the name txt address, for email give the name txt email, and for mobile number give the name txt mobile number, and add a combo box here. So give the name title combo box and add a text box, give the name txt salary, and add a button for selecting photos of the employee. So give the id for this name btn photo and add a picture box and give the id employee photo and add a button, give the name btn save. Now and same process. First import here SQLite library using system.data SQLite and declare here variables, database path and connection string, and on load give the values for variables and copy from this form 2. So copy this and paste here and on load copy this and paste here. Now using data SQLite. First click on this select photo button and open a open file dialog and open a employee image from your system. So using open file dialog. So using open file dialog, D is equal new open file dialog and keep the filter image and dot png. So select png images all files, and if d dot show dialog equal dialog result dot ok, then our employee photo image is equal image dot file from d dot file name, and btn photo नहीं btn photo dot text is equal d dot file name. Now load job title data on this combo box. So create a function here So job title list, and same like using SQL connect, new SQL connection and SQL connection string, and open the SQL connection and create a command, and command is select job title ID and job title from job title. This is our job title table, and these are our columns, two columns in job title table. So we need this ID and this name. So first create a data adapter from this command and a data set. DS is a data set and da dot fill. So data adapter dot fill data set. Now insert a row. So create a row and insert at the index of 0 at the top of all records. And if our data set dot table 0 dot rows or count over than bigger than 0, then title combo dot data source is equal ds dot table 0, and display member is job titles and value member is job title id, and autocomplete is source is list item. Now run this function at the on form load. So now check. Now go to the form 3 design and go to the property and add selected index change. So double click here. So title combo dot selected index change. Now if users select an item, so create a where selected item selected item and cast this as a data row. So data row view, and now title id is your. So first create a variables here title id, so int and int type int 64, title id. Now give the value for title id and cast this as int64, the long value. int64 is a long value. Selected item, and what item? So our field is job title ID. So copy this and paste here. So right. First go to the form 1. So this is our form 1 and double click here and copy this code and paste here. Now we want to display form 3, so replace this for form 3. Now run the app and check code is working or not. So click on employee and here is our job titles. So select job titles here. So our code is working perfectly for this combo box. Now close this, close. Now click on this insert data button and insert the data. First check the all condition. First check the if txt name is empty, then message box insert input employee name, and if last name is empty then insert all data, and check if btn photo is not is select photo, then message box select employee photo, and if job title id is 0, then select the employee job title. And now create a connection here using SQLite connection, SQL connect and new SQLite connection, and here is the your connection string, and here is our connection string. This is our connection string. So and create a command for now. Insert the command tags here. So SQL command dot command tags, and command tags is equal, select the data from insert. Now our command tags is insert data into employee. This is our table and these are our column: first name, last name, salary, job title and photos. Now values is at the rate first name, at the rate last name, at the rate address, at the rate mobile and at the rate photo. Now add the parameter here. So dot parameters dot add with value and dot add with value, and our key is first key is our at the rate last name, so at the rate last name, and our value is txt name dot text. Right. Now copy this and paste, and replace this is first name, so this is first name and last name, address, and replace this txt last name. Now add a salary, replace this salary, and salary is a data type decimal, so decimal dot, so change the text into the decimal, so decimal dot typers, and txt salary dot text. Now out, if data is empty or non-numerical, then decimal, and our variable is d. D dot twist, if our text box is empty, and has 0. If our salary text box is not numerical or empty, then we will receive a value for 0. And now convert these values into the decimal. Now add the title ID and employee photo. So copy this and paste here, and this is our job titles, and value from the title ID. So replace the title ID. Now insert photo. So we can insert photo in the blob, so we need to change image to blob. So first create a function image to blob, so right click here, select here and create function here, private. So create function outside this button, so click select this, and now create function here, private, byte, and image to blob. So convert image data to blob data. So using variable ms new system.io memory string and our image and from path, so link this image path and image path is our image button text. So image.save img.save img.raw format and return this byte array. So add here and employee photo, copy this and paste here and call the function here image to blob. So image to blob function and path it paste here pass here our image path and our image path is btn photo dot text. Right. Now execute the command. So command dot execute non-query. So SQL write non-query and pass a message box, data inserted, create a message box or message back box dot show data inserted. Now clean the all records from data inserted, adding data for inserting new data. So create here a clean function. So create a CLR here, clean function here. So for each controls in this form controls. If control is text box, then text box dot text is equal nothing. So and reset the title ID is 0, title combo box text is this, and employee photo image is null, and btn text is select photo. Now call this CLR function in this. So CLR right here. Now check the code and correct this first name, last name, address, mobile number, salary, and verify this at the rate first and last name, address, mobile number, salary, right. Okay. Now run the app. So our application is running. Now insert data, job titles, and click here and add developer and insert. So our data insert. Now add more data here. Insert data. Now add the data for employee. So click here and add here first name, so John, and last name is, and address. Now insert the data: first name, last name, address, email, and email ID, mobile number, and select the job titles, so developer, and salary. Now click here to select photos and select photo. Yes, right. And now insert, click on insert data, so data inserted, click on OK. Our form is clean. Now insert more data, so, and select job titles, so job title is designer, and salary is, and now select photos, so select this photo and OK. Now click on insert data, and data inserted, and insert data. Now add here one more column, email, and copy paste and paste here email. txt email, and add the values @email. Now design for how to update and delete data. So go to the design and add a button for editing data, and add a combo box. Now add a button edit data, and add a combo box. Give the name combo box 1 for displaying list of the employee, and add two buttons, update data and delete data. Keep the both buttons visible false, and combo box also visible false. Now click on edit data, and create a connection, SQL connect, with our connecting string, and create a command for select from employee. Select all from employee, and create a data adapter and data set. Fill the data adapter with data set, and if table 0 ds dot table 0 dot rows count bigger than 0, then set the data source for combo box ds table 0, and display member is first name, and display value is employee ID, and visible set true, and focus on the combo box, and save button set the visible false, and update button visible true, and delete button also set visible true. Now go to the select this combo box and go to property and select this event icon. Click here and select selected index change. Double click here and now first go to the create a variables here int, so long type variables here emp id int emp id. Now write the code for if selected in index change. Now var selected index and cast this as a data row view combo box 1 dot selected item. So first get the id for employee id and cast this as a long data type integer int64 selected item emp id and get the name first name last name address email mobile number and salary and get the job title id, so cast this as an integer and we get the id for job titles, but we need to job title name, so pass a query, so create a query here and select job titles from job titles where job id is equal this id and job title combo box dot tags is equal execute scalar sql command dot execute scale and cast this as a string. Now we need to fetch image from this data, so first create a function blob to image, so this function is image to blob. Now create a function blob to image after this, so create a function blob to image private image blob to image and byte array blob and new IO memory stream blob and return as a image and so employee photo dot image is equal blob to image and get byte cast this as a byte and selected item and column name, so our column name is imp photo. Now save this byte array, this image byte array as a byte array. So create a image byte array as a variable. So byte img byte. Initialize the value null. Now go to the yes and byte array equal img byte is equal byte and selected item. Copy this. Now go to the design and update data. So click here update data and copy this data from insert data and modify something. So copy this all and paste on the update data. First check the condition if not empty text boxes, and now change the condition here if btn photo is selected photo and image byte is equal none. Then select employee photo. Change this portion. Add this extra portion in the condition of btn photo text. Now keep the same but change the command tags, and command tags is equal update. This is employee table name, set first name at the rate first name, last name at the rate last name. Same thing, image imp photo is the imp photo, and pass a check a condition here. Keep condition where emp id is equal at the rate emp id, and emp id we get from the combo box selected index change, and keep the same thing, first name, last name, address, email, salaries, and emp id. Email id, mobile number, salary, and set the job titles, title id, and check if condition if btn photo is equal selected photo, then command dot parameter and set the image byte. Image byte is a old image byte array, And if user select a new image, then add the parameter with image to blob and new image. And now add a parameters empid and empid for checking this condition fulfilled. This. Now create a message box. So message box dot show data updated and clean the record. Clean the text boxes. So call a function CLR. Now go to the designs and double click on delete data, and so establish a connection. So copy this part, same thing, change only the command text. So copy, so create a connection with connection string, and show a message box with yes no. So message box dot show delete question mark confirmation, and message boxes button show yes no, and set default button 2. That means default button is no. And if reply is equal result dot yes, if user select the yes button, then command text is equal delete from employee where employee id is employee id, and add the parameter add with value employee id empid is empid, and command dot execute non-query and clean the form. Now overall is okay. Now check the code finally before testing. So yes, okay. Now run the application. So our application is running, and click on employees and click on edit data, and here is the first record, all record displaying. And now change something here, our job title also, so ABC at the rate, and now update the record and data updated. Okay, now our data updated successfully. Now change this data and update. So our data is now change the image. So change this image and keep this image, right, and update data updated. Now edit data. So our this function is working perfectly. Now delete this data. So delete the John. So click on delete data and data, click on yes. If click on no, then do nothing. Now click on this, click yes, and our data deleted. So John is deleted. So thank you for watching this video.